I am joined by Patrick Katiku, who is a Kenyan creative storyteller and post-production lead at DR Studios, with over 8 years of experience shaping stories across television and documentaries, branded content, and digital media. Some of the shows that he has done, I'm sure, are very familiar to you, and those include The Real Housewives of Nairobi, Our Perfect Wedding, Kialo Culture, Foods of Kenya, Get in the Kitchen, and Mommy Club Kenya. Round of applause and welcome Patrick to the studios. Thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us.
Asante sana.
It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Let's begin with, why do you think people are so hooked to reality TV?
I mean, it's because we see ourselves in reality TV. We see our flaws and we see our perfections, and we are willing to take sides for the people that connect with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's start with how then, let's go back to how you began, because DR Studios is really known for doing reality shows in Kenya.
Yes.
When did the interest spark? When did that idea come to the production house?
I think it started off with our boss, Eugene Bogwa. He's a really brilliant creator. I think our first reality show was Being Bahati, which really stuck to the format. And that's where we saw the dynamic of family, the dynamic of, friendships. And when you have those kinds of friendships and families, it's really a good recipe for a good TV show.
And yourself, Patrick? Are you a watcher of reality TV? Are you a consumer?
I am. For me to be able to understand the science behind it, the psychology behind it, I really have to immerse myself in reality. I
know that you talk about the science or the psychology behind it. I'm curious to know, is there a psychological type of person who can be a viewer of reality TV? Are there certain characteristics that people who watch reality TV have that you speak to when you're actually producing the reality shows?
Not necessarily. Reality TV is TV just like any other TV. However, there might be topics of interest for some people. It could be a mom. Such a show I would connect would be Real Housewives of Nairobi, Mommy Club Kenya. So these are shows that, are tailored very close and to connect with a mother or a housewife. I would think that those are the viewers, but not necessarily, because from our research really and our findings and from our fans, we can tell that husbands and wives just sit for the pure entertainment of reality TV. Mm-hmm. Yes.
We just sit and watch.
Yes.
We like watching other people's lives.
Yes.
What is wrong with us?
I wonder.
And we're so addicted to it as well.
Yeah.
But just walk us through it, when the cameras are rolling.
Yes.
When do you actually say we are directing this? And when does it just happen by itself?
I would say it's not very intentional. As you go into the scenes that you've already set up, let's say Wakio and Patrick, that's when the story reveals itself to you. Is there any form of tension? Is there any form of conflict that maybe came up in our past, So when you roll the cameras, from the reactions, that's why on set we will have someone like a logger, we will have someone called a content producer. This is a person who's on standby, just waiting for something miraculous to happen so that they can tap into that thing.
Are there days that you go on shoots and nothing really happens that's worth logging or noting that this is something that we're going to use?
Very, very much so. And there's a lot of unused scenes. That's why you'll see on reality shows, they have something called a reunion, where they just sit and discuss things that really happened on camera. We didn't consider them as big for what to be, listened to
yeah.
or aired, but that thing that came up that wasn't put on the show, they have to discuss it because it was something that somebody maybe felt touched by, so we have to pull up footage that we didn't really use to support our reunions.
Sounds like madness when it comes to the editing, right?
It is.
Tons of footage.
It is.
How do you sift it so that you actually come up with a storyline?
Well, so it happens in so many ways. As I mentioned, everyone on the set of a reality TV set is set to watch and be on standby for a good story. So the sound person, the camera operator, the producer on set, the director on set that day that might have seen an eye roll of some sorts, that person is also in charge of the story. So after the day these reports are delivered to the edit, that way it's very easy to track story. It's very easy to point to where the story actually is, if they saw any form of tension, if they saw a friendship develop, if they saw, just a connection between two people. Yes.
I'm curious because I know what happens in normal sets is that there's a call sheet.
Yes.
And the call sheet will tell you the scenes that are going to happen on that day.
Yes.
And they will tell you the characters that are needed to play on that day.
Yes.
But when it comes to reality TV, if we are chancing it and looking for that moment that we can actually pick, then how do you schedule it? How long does it take, in terms of practicality and also in terms of the monies and resources that you're putting in, you can only spend it maybe for around 4 months. Then how do you make sure that you've scheduled it in a way that you're able to get the content that you need within the period of time that you need, especially because you don't know, you're just wading on very deep waters here?
Yes, that's a very good question. When you start off, really, you don't know. That is the pilot episode. You're generally just covering backgrounds of people that you have on your show, your cast. But as you get into it from episode 2, because on the first episode, you want to have all the cast members meet. So that's where you'll read everything between those people. Once you read that, then from episode 2 onwards, the story is gonna be giving itself to you. Somebody said something on episode 1, we are gonna follow that up. Something happened to someone on episode 1, we are gonna follow that up. So then from there on, it becomes a chain of a story that you're following in a sequence. So it becomes almost predictable. And for people who have done it for a long time, let's say DNR Studios, it's really, it's just another work day.
It's just another work day.
Yes, so it's very easy to compress, to answer your question, it's very easy to manage your time when you already know what you're going for. Yes.
I know with drama, it could maybe need more cameras, and I know something like a cooking show, it is reality TV, but you can just have, a set and have one camera. But I'm just wondering what kind of resources are actually needed to do like a drama TV reality show? And maybe take us through the people that are behind the scenes and what they actually do.
Perfect. So you have the production team, you have the content team, and then you have the crew and camera, and then you have the post-production team that looks at the sound, that looks at the footage. Is it good quality? Is it good color? But also a big part of it is, of course, the budget. Team finances, of course, because there's a certain look and feel that goes with reality TV. It has to be really aspirational. It has to be something you want to watch. You're looking at stylists, people who will dress these people to look a particular way. For the most part, I would say reality TV clothes you can't walk with in town.
So how real is it? How real is it? You've just touched on my next question.
Yes.
If what they're wearing on TV is not what they would be wearing naturally or out there,
yeah,
How real is reality TV, and how much of it is actually encouraged by the director, nudged to go in a certain direction?
I would say it's actually very real, because if you're looking at fashion, you want to dress Wakio in a way that Wakio, is uplifted. You also want to dress your cast in a way that complements story. Let's say if you're from the coast, you want to see more of you wearing the coastal attires. We want to see, if you hold a party, we want to see a dera. We want to see Udi somewhere. If you're from the Maasai, we want to see some shangas. But this is an elevated level that really is a sparkle to the eye, for people to look at and enjoy at the same time, and also get inspired. So it's very real, but also works to complement story. Someone would wear red for danger.
So there's costuming as well. So it's
Yes.
not entirely the choices of the particular individuals who are in the show, but you're also encouraging aspiration. So if we're talking about, you are a woman who's from the village, you don't necessarily have to look exactly like that, but maybe just give a little bit of aspiration, and also quality for your shots that you're looking for as well.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, I'll take that. Let's rate it between 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10, how real is reality TV? What would you give it?
I would give it an 8.
Whoa,
Yes.
that's quite high. That's quite
I would.
high.
I
think
would.
you're talking about a cooking show.
Not really. Some of these shows that you look at on the TV, and they're very dramatic, it happens so that if you really cast well, and you look at, we also go for personality and archetypes. You want to have certain characteristics on your set, so that at the end of it you have a story. You want to go in depth and look at their history, what are their struggles, and those little details is what will add to your show, is what will connect to someone who's watching. If someone is very, staunch, or has strong character, or is very morally upright, then that's the person who will be calling out, the morally low people on the show. So it's quite a balance of personalities, and if you have that recipe, then you have nothing to worry about in terms of putting in any form of dramatization. It happens by itself. However, in post-production, we are looking out for a good story. So we'll be looking out for reactions. Those are really big on reality TV.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep mentioning the eye roll. It's very important, because that says everything. The silence, the music that you are laying. If somebody is struggling with wardrobe, you have a funny, whimsical track playing in the background, then you've really elevated that into something more entertaining than it really was. So I would say, in terms of complementing the story and adding to the background of the story and uplifting it with the skills that we are blessed with, then it comes alive. And that's when you begin to ask yourself, is it really real? Yeah.
What has been some of your most proud moments after a production?
For me, a proud moment is when I go on a Twitter, on a tweet. I think it's called X now.
Yes.
I'm too old. So yeah, when I go
There's
there,
an eye roll here. We should have come
it
to
would
this.
work well on reality TV. Yes. So it would work well on reality TV. Yes. So, when I go there, 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 when I when we complete, first of all, it's a hectic, most of the time it's a hectic 14 seasons or, episodes. So when we close that and then you hear the buzz maybe on social media, or you just hear people talking. In a lift you enter and you hear people talking about the show that you worked on. I think that's really a blessing, but more so like when the money hits the account.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Is there any shot that maybe you caught by accident and ended up being very iconic?
I think for the most part it's breakaways, things that you didn't predict. Maybe someone walking out and they walk out into a washroom and you have a shot of the door, and maybe if they are sobbing you can hear that happen, or walking into a conversation that you really didn't expect. I think there's no particular shot, but on Real Housewives season 1, I think when we worked on that, we had Nigerians, South Africans, people from Africa just talking about how they want to come to Nairobi because Nairobi is exceptionally beautiful. Yes.
Wow, you did the casting right as well.
Yes.
And maybe take us through how the casting process is. I know you said you're looking for archetypes.
Yeah.
But just run us through when the idea has come and this is a project that you want to do, and now you're looking for the cast members. How do you go about it? And do you have an open call or do you have private auditions? Just take us through that process.
It could go either way, really. If you already have a particular person in mind, it works. So in the case of Being Bahati, which was the first one, we already knew who the cast, is, and we already have the idea. We've already shot the first pilot and we've pitched it. But with a format like Real Housewives of Nairobi, you want to go deeper into the people that you want. If you're looking for a Gen Z mom, for instance, if you're looking for a 50-year-old lady, who is single or maybe has a particular number of kids, so that you can put them together and have this difference in ideas and outlook on life. So there you have also to find a web. How do you connect these people? Yeah, because you really can't have people on your set that have never seen each other. They have to be friends of friends. They have to have met somewhere at least,
they
or
have
had
sort of beef also.
Yeah.
It adds.
I see what you're doing. I signed NDAs.
It adds flavor.
Yeah.
But maybe as we're winding up, do cast members actually get surprised with some of with how they've been portrayed, or maybe get upset? What are some of the feedback that you get from cast members once the show is airing?
Yes, there is some instances where cast members would feel misrepresented, especially when you have a particular set of fans that really don't like the person that you are. But the production goes way ahead of that. We have something called duty of care, which is basically you get someone to speak to, a professional, and you get to, clear out your issues. So it's not necessarily being not okay because of how they're represented, but some people might not like you on TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really heavy. I think let's just end it there. It's too dark to continue from there. Thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us and for sharing your insights on how the production is done. Reality TV. So it's clear that the cameras never stop blinking. No, the cameras don't blink. The cameras are not blink. They're wide awake to capture. Thank you so much for pulling that curtain over for us. And I hope that has helped you understood a little bit about reality TV. Patrick has given it an 8 over 10. I wonder what you would give it. I'm not going to say what I'm going to give mine, but it was lovely to have you in this conversation. Lovely to have you throughout the bulletin as well. Our sign language interpreter was Rhoda Nyamai. Myself, I'm Wakia Mzenge. From all of us here at TV47 Prime, we want to wish you all a good night.